to another video from Exit Strategy. Mochismo Eugene, thank you for being here. Why does not society call it what it is? Why don't we call it for what it is? Or see it for what it is and call it what it is? Well, one reason is a lot of people are aware of narcissistic personality disorder by name, description, definition, behavior, you name it. But most people are not aware of it by way of the actual abuse and the awakening as a result of the abuse. They're being abused as I speak right now, here. Most people who are being abused right now are unawares of what it is that they need to get out of. They know they need to get out of it, but they don't readily either have the awakening. I won't say the wherewithal, because the resources are not even the issue, because we awakened and we had no resources. A lot of us, we ran and left the shoes behind. A lot of us methodically took our time and we silently, subtly, covertly left. Much like a covert narcissist comes in our life. We left out of the covert narcissist life the way they came in. And so that is the reason why the majority of society will not accept this for what it is, and they will not call it what it is. One disturbing story that I've been following quite a while without intentionally trying, just can't get it out of my head. Tiffany Hanyard, I don't know if I'm saying her name right, but the super mayor of Dalton, Illinois. She's been tagged as being the worst mayor in America. She's not the worst mayor in America. She is a narcissist. See, when we adopt these labels and we give these people these titles, by description, she is doing just that, becoming and demonstrating herself as the worst mayor in America. But that depends on who you ask. There's a lot of mayors from times past that have been labeled the worst mayor in America, or the worst mayor in their respective city. So they've deemed the Chicago mayor, Mrs. Lightfoot, as being the worst mayor, and she in many ways has come in, being that she was a district attorney or prosecutor or whatever before she became mayor. She was called in to actually do an independent investigation of this, and they found a lot of things going on. $35,000+ spent on an Amazon card, to which the city of Dalton officials don't have an Amazon card, but the Amazon card was charged. And the bill was, the tab was to be picked up by the city or the county of Dalton, or the township of Dalton. Go figure. See, a narcissist will come in a way that is, by a lot of us, concerning, iffy. And a lot of us who are attuned to our intuition will readily know that there's something's not right about the individual, yet they will allow this undertaking to go about. And in this case, her being voted in as mayor. And there were a few people emphatically against her being mayor. Like I say, intuition, or either some things they knew in the way that she moved, notwithstanding, or not really knowing that she was a narcissist. They knew that she had this self-agenda, and that was enough for them to pass on voting for her. But she got in, and here we are. Narcissists, in many aspects of life, they hold positions of authority, influence, and persuasion. I'll tell you the reason why Tiffany Hanyard has gotten so much airplay and so much time on the playing clock. Narcissists get tons of playing time, because you have a couple of groups of people. You have the naysayers that are not awake, but they know this person is just bad. You have a few that may be awake and aware, but they still come up short of calling this out as what it is. And then you have the other group, much like chosen ones and empaths here. We call it what it is, and we see it for what it is. Tiffany Halyard is no more than any other narcissist, no less than any other narcissist. By sheer definition, she's a narcissist, and this is not something that I'm fond of, is dropping names, but I feel a deep compelling urge to speak openly about this because I want you guys to start looking within your own community, because people in positions in your county, your town, your city, your state are very much a Tiffany Halyard. And we need to expose, and we need to educate ourselves. We need to not make deals and partner with these people, because what we understand, awakened and chosen ones here, and the ones who are listening that have not found the strength to just call it for what it is and see it for what it is, you have to understand at the very core of a narcissist, they will not change for the better. They will only get worse. They don't have your best interest at hand. And if you are thinking and reserving the right to give them another chance, they're only human. You are making the biggest mistake of your life, because guess what? They are not human in the way that you are human. They don't have the thought process you have. They look like you. They walk like you. They breathe like you. But beyond that, everything in their spiritual man or woman, they have demonic agendas. And they're heartless. They can hurt you and not lose a moment's sleep. They can hurt you and not feel remorse. Matter of fact, they will feel justified when they harm you. They will feel justified. This is what makes them tick. Just like you and I may do something noteworthy or a noble thing for someone, it brings joy to our heart to know that we helped that person out, or we did something that made that person's life better. They are the very opposite of what I just said. And if you didn't know, now you know. And if you're in that relationship right now, today, and you understand a little bit better than you did before I came on here, that these people will not change for the better. They have one agenda, and that is to destroy you. Hopefully today you've made that decision, that today is the last day that you make excuses for these people. Today is the last day that you make excuses for that boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife that you have been held hostage with, unbeknownst to you. Today is the day you make that decision that you're out. Today is the day that you make a determined effort to find ways discreetly in preparation to be out. Today is the day that you say, I'm not going to give it another day. I'm not going to make excuses for this. I've been given no alternative, no excuses have I been given based on the fact that the light has come on in my head. It is something heavy to accept, but it's liberating once you get to going. Once you get going and you start the process of distancing yourself from this entity, separating yourself and cutting ties from them physically, then you're emotionally able to stand in your truth that you've always known, but have been very hesitant to capitalize on. So Tiffany Halyard is undeniably a narcissist. And the time that and the energy that is being put into this individual is disturbing. Because you have a group of people that want to vent, they want to express their hurts and their pains. But you have to understand also the reason why Tiffany Halyard has had so much time on this playing clock. She has insulated herself with people around her. Most often they are narcissists as well. So you're not just fighting to get Tiffany Halyard removed. She's insulated herself with players and groupies and minions and flying monkeys. people who you, in fact, may be close to in this town of Dalton that you're confiding in, and they're going right back and giving the details of what you're planning to do to overthrow this mayor. This is how deep that rabbit hole runs. And in your community, this is not just Chicago. Use this as it applies to your community. See, the thing is, when we are aware of things just like I am, and I want to interject something really quick. I do, and I have for a long time now. I have, I want to say, discovered. I've been enlightened by way of my intuition and the Spirit of God as to there has been a specific person that in my area that I've given my channel, my YouTube channel to, that I know undeniably that what I'm speaking about here is not being taken in the way that it should. Actually, it's being taken and it's being maliciously used and carried to the powers that be. It's being maliciously used to probably further smear me and to make me look like whatever that is they are trying to make me look like. But I have a message for that particular person in specific. Do the best you can. Do the best you can at trying to do what only the type of people you are do. And let's see what happens with that. Because you know what these people don't understand that do these type of things, and I'm speaking to you chosen ones now and Empower. What they don't understand is you may not know what they're up to, but you know who they are. You don't need to know what they're up to, because in essence you know what they're up to. You know how they move. You know they have an agenda, much like the narcissists. They're pigeons. And I need a few pigeons right now. I need a few pigeons to take the message abroad. So wherever you're taking the information and you're using to leverage against me and other empaths and chosen ones, because we all have those people in our lives that we've entrusted intimate details about our life and things that we're pursuing, injustices that we know are happening in life, and they're taking this information and they're actually helping the very thing that you're against progress. And that's okay with me, because my God tells me that I've done it for you before and I'll do it for you again. See, we're covered and we're protected. That's not an issue. We're going to speak. We don't care about what you know and what you don't know and what you think about us. We really don't care about those things, because once you've been given a task by the Almighty, it is not about you anymore. See, that's the difference in the narcissistic personality disorder person and a person who's on an empathic journey. We move in accordance to how we've been entrusted to move by God. We move in accordance to that. We don't consider the things that are going to be lost. We're just up for the challenge. We're up to be used. I've been here before. This is nothing new to me. But I just got a kind reminder, general reminder the other day in my spirit. You've been here before. You've done this before. There's nothing that you haven't overcome. And that's what they don't know. Because there's someone in my life working behind the scenes. So this Tiffany Halyard thing, it is not being called for what it is. It is not being, it's not being called out for what it is. In mainstream media, you don't hear that word, narcissist. You won't hear it. And there's a reason for that. You got to understand who controls media. You got to understand, I bet you go to some of these comments of these independent journalists. See, people with a phone and a camera, we've become our own independent journalists, because these stories are not being revealed in a way and giving the due diligence that they need, because media censors a lot of things. So we're not under that censorship. We can take our camera, our phone, our GoPro, and we can go where the problem is and we can expose it for what it is. We let the camera do the talking, because at the same time, the narcissist shows you who they are. Go and listen to anything that this uh, narcissistic mayor has to say, and you'll know that this is a child. This is a child. But in essence, she got in with this presence of illusion that this is the right candidate for this job. And I'll tell you one big thing that's going for Tiffany Hayyard, that's going for a lot of women. They lead with their body, they lead with their looks. If you look at Tiffany, the eyes, the hair, nothing's out of place, and she looks like an extremely attractive black woman to the untrained eye. Only because I'm awakened as an empath and a chosen one, I can see the demonic fangs hanging out of her mouth. I can see the demonic eyes through the eyes of an so someone that's unawakened may see them as, oh, they are very attractive eyes, very alluring eyes. And that's what the devil is. He masquerades himself as someone of delight, someone desirable. You have men in positions in our world. They're charismatic, very attractive, very handsome. And they get into these positions based on just that. The rest of it they wing and see it's just a popularity based on physicalities. Not much persuasion has to be there. It just has to be just the presence. The physical presence is big in our world. And a lot of times that's what gets people in the positions they're in. It's sad, but it's true. So that is the case with Tiffany Hayyard. And they're trying to vote her out right now in Chicago. And, it saddens me. I was really just thinking, man, I would love to go to Dalton just to speak to some of these residents to just basically tell them what is really going on with this girl. And I think they know. Some of them know. And they just probably are hesitant to speak it in public. And you know that by the way that some of them are contending with her at these city council meetings. See, because we're empath and chosen ones awakened, we don't always have to give it away. They're actually giving her labels that she rightly deserves. Like the one lady was talking about, I don't argue with a child. It's like a child. She's like a child. They're describing every behavior of a narcissist. Self-absorbed, entitlement. They use all of these words. Power struck, ego. Sense of being above the law. Make their own rules. Won't listen to other people when they're speaking. Because when you call a narcissist out, they ain't hearing it. They highlighted how she holds her head down when someone is speaking. On the verge of tears, people are speaking about their complaint or their concern. She holds her head down just as unmoved, slamming the gavel down. You're out of order, you're out of order. Compelling officers who she's recruited specifically to do her bidding to arrest people in the city council meeting if they by chance start speaking up and speaking out in a tone that she's not satisfied with. They're not disorderly, but she labels it disorderly, and she gets these police officers to haul them out. They're out of jail the next day, but the narcissist will not go down without fighting. They will go down kicking, scratching, screaming. And in her warped sense of reality, she really truly believes she's going to be reelected. She has multiple lawsuits on the table right now. She uses the black card, the single female black card. It's appalling. It's disgusting. As a black man, I don't find race being an issue in the majority of our problems in the world. We have a human problem. And because I happen to be a black man, and if I have a qualm against a white man and he happens to be a narcissist, that's not a racist issue. That's a narcissist against someone of color. And I just happen to be a black man. And that's a case where you have a narcissist trying to destroy a person of light. See, when we begin to understand it and call it what it is, in our own mind, even though we can't convince other people of this, what it does, it accelerates our healing, and we learn to approach these situations differently. We learn to save our breath in trying to convince other people of these little subtitles of what these people are. And we know in and of ourselves what they are. And it causes us to move differently and approach these individuals differently. Because you can't approach and try to handle a narcissist in the way that you would handle somebody that has reason and rationale. You can't. It's a losing battle. Even when she was exposed and they have all of this documented as proof of what she did, she also had one of her assistants, female, go on a business trip to Vegas or somewhere, and she had one of her trustees who was a black male. Long story short, he pretty much, she's alleging that she got raped. She got drugged and raped. And this trustee is yet to be charged. He's yet to have criminal charges against him or be arrested or even brought under police scrutiny. Because again, she's insulated herself. She kind of was recruited the police station and she's giving them hush money. Plus, a lot of them just like chasing her around because she's putting on the hits. And again, the physicalities, they just want to be able to walk with somebody they think is just drop dead gorgeous. And this is what makes it so hard for the masses. It can be multiple, it can be majority against a narcissist. But what you don't understand is not just that narcissist that you're looking at, that you're contending with. It's all the people who they've insulated themselves with and around them. So I highlighted this video to show you where even in your immediate vicinity, you need to look at these things as it is not a battle in the way that you think it is when you're dealing with a narcissist versus you. You have to look abroad and you have to look at the players and the movers around that person. That being said, bless.